Great. So first of all, great to see, right? So many people joining in for this session, and hopefully this session will be really helpful for all of us here, right? So before starting, right, even before setting up the agenda, I'll just want to call out, right? We'll be having the same session in Hindi as well in about 10 or 12 days, time as time permits. We'll be sharing an invite for that session with all of you as well, right? In case someone is more comfortable in Hindi than English. But what I will try to do in this session, right? I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. And I would request, right, everyone, even if someone is not very well versed with English, please just stay on, right? You can also join the second session that we will have in about a few days, which will be purely in Hindi. But I'll just request that please stay back for this session and join the other session as well, so that you can get as much information as possible for this session, right? So now just starting off with the agenda for today, right? So you would have seen, right, the invite that we have sent out for all of you. It said something, it would have said something on the lines of growth buddy, or it would have talked about that, hey, come join this session and we'll help you figure out growth on Swiggy. So that is exactly what the agenda of this call is, right? The exact agenda is to go over a new feature which Swiggy has launched, right? Which Swiggy has launched here, which can help all of our restaurant owners to drive growth on Swiggy, right? So my name is Pratik, and I work as a general manager here in the strategy team. And I have been involved in the creation of this feature for all of our restaurant partners from day one, and I am the one who's leading the adoption and usage of this across India from Swiggy. Yeah. So with that in context, again, just going deeper into what this session will be about, right? Now, I understand all of you who run one or the other restaurant, right, across India, face that one question day in and day out, right? How to get growth, whether it is growth on Swiggy, or whether it is growth on your offline channel, or whether it is growth on some other platform. It doesn't matter, right? Growth is the question. All other things are secondary, right? Once growth comes in, then you can look at your cost, then you can look at your customer experience and all that kind of stuff, right? Now, so we at Swiggy also understand, right, that our restaurant partners consider growth as the foremost have is the foremost important thing, and we have been trying to do different things in order to help our restaurant partners for that, right? We have a big customer support, partner support team here. We have a very big sales team here as well, right? There are so many people in Swiggy who all of you must be reaching out, right, at different points in time to ask questions that, hey, which discounts to run, which ads to run. Or there are always times when things are not going right? You want something to happen, but Swiggy is doing something else, right? There are a lot of things which you don't have control upon, right? And all it comes down to that you are not able to figure out how to get growth, right? Now, in this session, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about a feature which we have launched very recently, where we are looking to help the restaurant partners take control of things, take more control on their growth by some help from Swiggy, right? So will be this feature, what Swiggy has tried to do is that through this feature, we'll be sharing some information with you, and hopefully, if all things go right, you will get more growth, and you will have more control on your growth, right? Now, before we start off in the session, right, I have two very basic questions for all of you, and I would request, right, Nilina, if you can just bring up that poll, and I would request all of you to just just select the answers over here, so that I can get an understanding, right, the audience that I am speaking to today, right? So there are two simple questions. Number one is, do you all of you use the Swiggy Owner app? And the second question is, are you getting enough insights for growing on Swiggy? Great. I see a lot of responses coming in. So I see there are, like, almost all of you who have joined the session today use the Owner app. But yes, the second question, right, I see that not a lot of you get insights on Swiggy. All of you who have answered till now, only one third of those people have said that they get some insights for growth on Swiggy. the remaining two-third of the people in attendance today, they don't get an insight for growing on Swiggy, right? Now, great. Cool. So, Nilina, I think we can stop the poll. Thank you. Thanks everyone for answering. So this is helpful, right? This gives me a clear picture that okay, all of you use the owner app, but you don't get enough insights for growing on Swiggy. Cool. Nilina, I think we can just close off this screen. I'll just close off from it my side. Cool. Thank you so much. Cool. So yeah, so like I thought, right? Like even at Swiggy, we are cognizant of this. A lot of you face issues with with getting insights on Swiggy. So now with that in context, we'll straight away jump into what this session is about, right? So like I was saying, there is a feature that we are going to talk about today, which will help you get this growth, right? So quickly, let me just share my phone screen as well. So what I'm going to do in the next 5-10 minutes is actually I'm going to just share my screen and show all of you this feature that I'm talking about, right? So just give me 1 second. Cool, perfect. I think my screen is visible now. Yeah. Cool. So let me first open the owner app, right? Like I think all of you said that all of you use the owner app, right? So I think on the owner app, I'm just sharing my screen over here. I think this is in today's time when you open the owner app, this is how our screen looks like, right? So you see this card on top over here. Then there are a lot of tiles over here. There is some of the other features, some feature present on the app, and there are these new things which we keep launching. There are some banners present over here, right? This is how our owner app looks like today, right? Now on this owner app, just on the very top, right, this card that you are seeing over here, which reads Growth Buddy, this is the exact feature. This is the feature that I'm talking about today, right? Now this, and there is a very this small photo of this gentleman who is your growth buddy, right? And then there is a very small insight which reads, right? And mind you that this all every information that you are seeing on the app, this is only for one of the test restaurants. So this is not an actual restaurant which we have on ground today. This is just for because I'm an internal Swiggy employee, so I just have this test restaurant on my phone number. So all the numbers that you are seeing over here, none of those numbers are actually real numbers. These are only for some one virtual outlet that we have created. Whereas when you open your own Swiggy owner app, right, the numbers that you will see will be numbers for your own outlet, right? Now, like I was saying, so you see the top card over here, it reads something like 76% of your competitors are offering and getting orders from discounts. Join them to stay competitive. Right? So what we have tried to do over here is that we have tried to give you an idea, right? That what is your competitor doing in your area, right? And I know a lot of you, right? Whenever we talk to all of you directly, a lot of you have this question that what is this competitor that we keep talking about, right? So I just want to, before we go further in the session, right? And we will see this word competitor coming in a number of other screens that we'll be seeing today. Competitor in Swiggy, right? For a restaurant, any one of you who runs a restaurant, for us, we define competition based on your geographical location and the food that you are serving and the pricing that you are serving it at, right? For example, let's say you are a North Indian restaurant selling food in, for example, in Lucknow, right? Or a North Indian restaurant selling food in somewhere in Punjab, in Ludhiana, right? So for Swiggy, we define your competition as all the restaurants who will be selling North Indian food in Ludhiana, or let's say or any other city, right, in Ludhiana, in your nearby zones. So not even the entire city, we don't even take into account the entire city. The logic for defining competition is your area in that city, and the other restaurant should also be selling North Indian, and they should be selling at a similar pricing as well, right? So if let's say you are a North Indian restaurant in Delhi, right, selling butter chicken, for example, at a price of let's say 200 rupees, a random price, So for you, we might not be considering Moti Mahal as a competitor because we understand Moti Mahal is a very expensive brand, right? So based on this logic, we define a competition set for all of you. So we at Swiggy, we know that okay, a restaurant selling North Indian in this city, in this area, has these 20 competitors, right? So I just wanted to call that out on the side because I'm sure like this is a question which every time and everyone has whenever you guys speak with anyone here at Swiggy, right? So competition is restaurants in your city selling similar food at similar price point in your nearby area, right? Now, just coming back to this feature, right? What you can see on the screen right now is that 76% of the competitors are offering and getting 73% orders from discounts. So what this tells me, right, as a restaurant owner, when I'm opening this app, the message to take away from this is that there is a significant chunk of my competition who's getting orders from their ads, and seems like I am not running orders from discounts, and I am not running discounts. So I should start running discounts in order to stay competitive, right? Now, mind you, right, this is just one of the insight which is present over here. And when we go through the session, right, in the next 10 minutes, I will show you that there are similar such other insights. So the reason I'm saying this is that nowhere like this feature is not intended for getting you to spend more money on discounts or ads. Okay, we have insights on discounts and ads, we have insights on other areas as well. Okay, so now with that being said, so we look at this top card over here, and the next button that you see over here is something called it reads take action, right? So you can click on this button and then you will be directed towards the next step of this feature, right? So let me now just switch to the next part of this feature. So once you click on that take action button, this is the screen that you will see. Okay, so the screen that you are seeing over here, it reads, right? So first of all, you'll get a screen where, so we'll be doing a real-time analysis of the data once you click on that button over there, right? And why I really want to call it out is that it's actually a real-time analysis, as in all the data that we have for the last 28 days, right? So we take into account information for your outlet from the and your competitors for the last 4 weeks. So 4 weeks into 7, 28 days, and that is on the basis of that only we are showing you these insights. These insights are not based on some last 1 year or 6 months data, because that data is old, of course, we understand, right? So many new restaurants keep opening up on a day-to-day basis in a lot of cities. So this data is the most recent one, these insights are the most recent ones, right? In so for example, today is 8th of January, right? So if you open this feature today, whatever insights that you will see today, right, will be from 10th of December to 8th of January. So 28 days we will be taking into account, is and on the basis of that only you will be seeing those insights, right? Now, that being said, right, so I'll just keep doing this through the session, right? I will keep clarifying a lot of things, and I will keep hold on the screen for the time being, and I'll jump back on the screen after providing that clarification, right? And I'll just recap very quickly what there are two clarifications I provided. Number one is that competitor word, wherever you will see competition, is not some random competition pan India. We have tried to keep it as real as possible. So competition is any other restaurant in your area, right, who is selling a similar food at a similar price point, is what is considered as your competition. And then the other thing is that the data that you are seeing, the insights that you will see on this feature over here, is the most recent one. So it's based on the last 28 days of data. Okay. Now just coming back to the screen. So we looked at the top card right on the previous screen, and then we have clicked on the take action button, and we have done a real-time analysis of your data. And this is the screen that we are seeing over here. So right now you are seeing there are two sentences written. One is a sentence written for ads, and one is a sentence written for availability, right? So the sentence on ads reads something like, you are getting 13% more orders than similar restaurants, your ads are working wonders. And availability, you are available for 96% of your time slot. Consistent availability brings in more orders, right? So what you see is that all these things are marked in green, right? And we have clearly called out that these are the two things where this outlet, this particular outlet, is doing great. So they are doing great on availability, right? In terms of being available on Swiggy whenever a customer searches for that, for their restaurant or for that particular cuisine. And then they are also doing good on ads as well. So they are getting good visibility by doing an optimization on ads on Swiggy as well, right? So these are the two areas where this restaurant is doing good. Okay. Now just I'll just move on to the next screen. Okay. So if I just move on, this screen will, by the way, will automatically change to the next screen if you don't touch anything. But I have just held my screen so that it doesn't change, right? Now I'll just move on to the next screen, right? So this is the next screen which comes up. Right. Now here the insight reads, restaurant with more menu photos get 2% more orders than you. Add photos to attract more customers, right? So here this item image coverage thing is marked in red. What this essentially means is that there are competitors in your area selling similar food at similar pricing who have pictures on their items, but you have pictures missing. So you need to add those pictures, otherwise your competitors are just going ahead. Okay. So, right, and I'll summarize very quickly. There are two things we saw on the previous screen. We saw that this outlet is getting good visibility, right? They're running ads, so they are getting good visibility, and they are also available. So the owner is, of course, putting in their all the effort, right, of keeping the restaurant open, running ads to get visibility. But it seems like that the image addition part is something which they need to improve upon, right? So these are the three insights that we have given out very clearly, right? And once we have given these insights out, right? And the next screen will look something like and the so okay, so the next, it will not change to the next. You need to click on take actions to improve. So on the bottom part of the screen, you'll see that there is a button which says take actions to improve, right? So let's just click on the screen and let's just see what happens, right? So I clicked on that button which said take actions to improve, and I see that there are these two things coming up, right? So number one is we have very clearly called out, right, in the previous screen that photos addition is important. You have to add photos. There is no other way around it, right? And then there are some more insights on this screen as well. We are giving some more detailed insights, saying that 31% of your competitors in your area have higher image scores. What that means is that almost one third of the competitors have more images on their menu than you, which is just crazy, right? If you think about it, like you are running a restaurant in some area, and every third of your competitor has better pictures on Swiggy, right? So you really need to add those photos on Swiggy, right? And once you see this, you can simply click on this add photos button over here, and you will come onto this screen where you will see the list of items. You will see 5 items over here where pictures need to be added. Okay. Now we understand, right? We understand that you might be a restaurant who might have not added any images so far on Swiggy, right? So ideally, we can show up your entire menu and ask you to add images on all your menu. But what we have tried to do over here is that we have tried to give those top 5 items first, right? So you'll see some of the top items where you definitely need to add images, right? So for example, for this imaginary restaurant, you need to add beef tongue po, or chicken cutlet po, or chicken hakka noodles, or chicken steak, chicken lollipop. These are the 5 top items for this outlet where the images have to be added, right? And then there is this another outlet, right, for this owner, right? So in case you are a owner who has multiple outlets, all the outlets information will show up over here. So for a kathi roll imaginary outlet, there are these 5 items: malai chicken tikka roll, chili chicken kathi roll. These are the 5 items where it is very important to add images, right? And the next thing, right, once you land up on this screen, you can simply click on, you just select, okay, so okay, you just select any item where you can where you would want to add images right then and there, and you will see this pop up over here, right? So this pop-up will say click image with your mobile camera or upload from the gallery, right? So very similar how we add pictures, right, on Instagram, Facebook, right? So it always gives an option to click the picture right then and there, or you can simply upload a picture from your gallery, right? So you can choose one of these options to add images, right? So if you have a picture clicked in, you can just select the second option. Or in case you don't have a picture clicked in, right now, and it's very important that I call this out here for everyone. In case you don't have a picture clicked for your menu items, you can simply click it using your mobile camera. Now the mobile camera which you will see over here is not a normal, it's a very different kind of mobile camera which will turn up on the screen over here. Okay, just maybe giving it 1 second to load. I think I'm facing some internet issues. Just give me 1 second. Huh? I'll just fire up my app once again. I think facing some internet issues. Okay, anyways, so I think I'm facing some internet issues at my end, which is why this camera thing is not opening up. But what I really wanted to show you over here is that your camera will open up, and there is another feature that we have put in place. Right, there is another feature that we have put in place where you'll be able to click where we have an AI assisted image clicking format available now. So once you click on that add photo option, in case you don't have a picture clicked in, you can use that AI AI photo option to click your image, and what that AI thing will do will it will enhance your image quality, right? So you don't need to wait to get some cameraman or some nice expensive camera into your restaurant and then click a picture, right? You can do it just right away. Just open your mobile phone today. You will see this feature wherever the images are missing. You can just click on that. You can just open up your camera, and that AI feature will help you click a very nice picture of your menu item. So you can add your images right then and there. You don't need to wait for getting any additional cameraman or any additional camera equipment to shoot nice pictures of your menu items, right? So I'll just quickly summarize, right, what we have seen till now. What we have seen till now is that once we click on the main feature, right, on the main home screen, there's this home screen which comes up, and there is a growth buddy feature which has certain insight on on what the competition is doing. This, by the way, this insight will be different every time for every other user. It will keep changing in every 7 days, right? Once you click on it, you will see there are three screens that we were seeing, right? And then once you are clicking on it, you will ultimately land up on this page, right, where we are suggesting you to take certain actions, right? So we have so far seen the photos part of it, right? So if you add photos, there is a chance of getting more and more orders, and we are clearly giving you an information on what your competition is also doing in your area. And in this case, we are seeing 31% of the competitors have better pictures or more pictures compared to this particular restaurant, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I think I'll just take a quick 1 minute pause. And there is a very small question, right? Just again for my information to know my audience, right? Which Nilena from my team will bring up, and I would request everyone to just answer to that question. Cool, Nilena, can you just bring up that question? I would want to understand, right, how many of you have already used this feature on your app? Okay, please do answer it. Everyone who's present on this call, I would request everyone to give in their answers so that I can just understand what is the scenario with my audience. Great. So I'm seeing cool. Nilana, I think we can end the poll. I think what I'm seeing is that, around 136 of you have answered this question. And I'm seeing around 40 of these 136 people have used this feature once. And remaining 97 of you haven't, right? Got it. So so while we continue this call, right, I would request all of you to do this, to try this out, right? Go on your owner app, right? Click on this feature and look at the insights and try actioning on those insights, because what we have tried to do is we have very diligently tried to bring out those targeted insights which are very customized for your outlet, right? uh, all of you would have tried to get these kind of insights through different sources. You would have talked to different people at Swiggy, right? And you would have gotten these insights from different people in today's time, but that is such a painful process. Now what we have done is that we have just kept these insights on your app itself, right? So in case those of you who don't have an owner app with you, install the owner app by going to Play Store, or the if you have an iOS, go to the App Store, install the Swiggy owner app, log in. You'll see this feature coming, you'll see these insights coming along, and take those actions, right? Great, cool. So just continuing, right? So we what we saw is that we saw that this particular restaurant doesn't have enough images, whereas its competitor do. At the same time, we are also seeing there is an insight related to discount, right? This is the insight which you are seeing on the main page as well. So here what we see is that there is a run discounts option, right? And we are again giving that same insight that almost 76%, right? That means which is like an amazing number. So majority of the competitors are offering ads, and they're getting a lot of orders, are offering discounts and are getting a lot of orders through that, right? So the ask here is that you just set up. And by the way, you are seeing an in progress button over here. This in progress button is that on this test, on this outlet, some of the discount have already been set up, so that is in the process of getting set up in the backend, right? Whereas, so once you click on this, you will see this screen. You can select a particular outlet, right? You just select a particular outlet. We will be suggesting certain discounts which you should run, right? And we will be suggesting these certain discounts which you can run in order to get more orders, and you can just go further in this flow. I think from here on, it's very easy for all of you. All of you are restaurant owners, much you know the business much better than me. Here what we have tried to do is we have tried to suggest certain discount coupons to you, right? And then you can just go further in this flow, choose some date, and you can just confirm and review to set up these discounts, so that you get at par with your competition, right? So and once you have set up a particular discount, it will also by the way, it will also start showing as a green tick over here. So I just want to call this out, right? So for this, these two imaginary outlets, Goan Delicacy and Kathi Roll, we are seeing that for Goan Delicacy, one discount has been set up, whereas for Kathi Roll, no discounts have been set up, right? So all in all, right? So you are seeing two insights over here. One is for running discounts and one is for adding photos, right? Now I'll just stop sharing my phone screen for a second, and I'll just start sharing my laptop screen, because I want to show all of you something more as well. Cool. So just recapping for everyone, right? What we have seen so far is that there is this feature present on the Swiggy's owner app where certain insights come up, right? And these insights tell you how your competition is doing, right? And that insight asks you to take certain actions, right? And we saw those insights for an imaginary outlet. There was insights related to running discounts, and there was an insight related to to adding images as well, right? Now what I'm going to do is that this I was sharing my phone screen till now, and this imaginary restaurant, for that there were two insights present, right? Now this imaginary restaurant had only two insights present because those are the cases where we were seeing that the competition is doing better than these outlets, and hence we want them to correct that. Now I will share my screen, and I'm going to show some other insights as well, right? So if you are a restaurant owner, you can see up to four insights at a time, right? You can see up to four insights, two of which we have already seen that there is an insight related to discounts and there is an insights related to adding images. Similarly, we also have insight related to your outlet timings, and we also have insights. So let me just share. Let me just right. In the meanwhile, right, this screen is loading, and I would request everyone, like while we are on this session, please go ahead, look at this road, this do download this Sora, because this is really a game changing feature which we have developed. It's first time it will be directly from Swiggy. So there's no human intervention present over here. This most insight, right? So no one is even trying to game the system, right? At times there is always this aspect of, hey, I mean, it might be a possibility you might be getting some wrong insight. So this insight is coming straight from Swiggy, right from the horse's mouth, right from the data that we have about you, and we are trying to help you get more growth, right? So if everyone can see my screen, right? What I have over here is I have those same screens present. Just a second, I'll just confirm if my screen is available. Okay, screen is visible. Great. Cool. So this is looking at so far, right? So we get see this kind of, and then you see this further screen. Once you click on it, you get some insight which is good, you get some insight which is bad, and then you land up on this page, right? So on my phone screen, what I was showing you till now, I was getting two insights. I was getting an insight for photos and I was getting an insight for discounts. Now, the reason I'm sharing my screen is I want to show you that you might be a restaurant owner who will get more than this. So you can get an insight for your outlet timing. You can get an insight for running specific ads as well, right? So if you see over here, there are in total, you can get a maximum of four insights. There are two insights related to discounts and ads, and then there are insights related to item images and insights related to the timing of the outlet as well, right? And you've already seen what we showcase in images and discounts. Let us quickly look at what we see in the in the timings and the ads part, right? So here we are saying, number one, we are clearly in terms of timing that 156 customers in last week count closed after 11 p.m. What this essentially means is there is a significant chunk of customers for this. Again, it's a representative data. Don't go by the data, it will be different for each one of you. But the idea here is that we have seen that after a particular hour, there were certain set of customers who might have ordered from your custom or from your outlet, because they came a Swiggy app. They either searched for your restaurant name directly, or they searched for one of the other dishes in your menu, right? So it's very important that you take a cognizance of this and you try and change the timing of your outlet. Now we understand, right? Like it's an insight that we have found, and we are trying to tell you this, but we are also cognizant of the fact, right, that it's not so easy to change the timing of an outlet, right? You have your staff, right? Everyone has some set timings, right? But this, what we are trying to say over here, that if you can change your timing, right, it would help you get more and more orders. Right. Now, if you were to click on that timing section, this is the screen which you'll and which you'll land, right? Just one second. Yeah. So this is the screen that you'll land up here, right? So again, right, these are representative datas and representative numbers. But what we have done is, right, for example, for this Meghna Foods, what we have done is that we have suggested a time slot in which if Meghna Foods can extend in that time slot, they will get more orders, right? Those 156 customers which I was showing in the previous screens will be able to order from Meghna Foods, right? And once you accept this, you'll get a confirmation screen and you will get a tick mark for that insight having been actioned upon, right? And you can, of course, right, like if you get an insight and if you don't agree with it, you are welcome, you can reject it as well. That will also show up on the screen over here. But please be wary that these insights are coming in right from the data in Swiggy. There is no human intervention. So these are the most truthful insights related to growth that you can get, right? And once you have actioned on a lot of these insights, you will start these green ticks, right? So our aim should be to get as many green ticks as possible, right? And just right, and similarly, right, we also had an insight related to ads as well, right? Ads is the fourth area on which you can get an insight. So you once you click on the ads inside, we'll also be suggesting what amount of money you should put an ad for, what kind of ads you should be running through this feature itself. Okay. And you can try running this ad and you will get more orders, and you'll be able to come at par with your competitors, right? Now, with that being said, I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay. So again, I'll just quickly summarize what we have done so far today. Just a second. I'm just seeing that my camera is not working. Let me try and switch it on again. Okay. Yeah, it's on. Cool. So I'll just quickly summarize what we have done today, right? So what we have done is we have gone through this new feature which Swiggy has launched, where we have tried to compare your outlet's data with your competition data and tell you to take certain actions based on that data. We are telling you the insight from that analysis, and we are telling you the actions that you can take to bridge that gap with your competitor, right? So that is kind of the summary that we have tried to do, and an action item, a task for all of you, right? I will try to act as a headmaster or a teacher over here, like how we used to get our tasks in school when we were younger. When we end this session, open up your owner app, look at these insights, okay, and try and action upon those. Okay. If not today, take just have a look at it. Go there, have a look at it. It will be present on your app going forward. Try and action on as many insights as possible, and you will get the goodness out of it. Okay. Now, that being said, I also want to very clearly call out that right now we have seen that there are four things present, right? Four things present on the app so far. One was ads, right? One was discounts, one was item images, and one was outlet timing. In the next 3 to 4 months, we will be having 4 to 5 more insights coming on this feature. So you will have insights coming on which items you should add to get more sales, which category is missing on your menu which you should add to get more sales. There will be some operational related insights which will be coming up as well. So the idea being that this feature will become more and more advanced as we go ahead, right? Right now it might be in its most basic version, right? But it will get more and more advanced, like like all other features, right? Like you would have seen Facebook and Instagram coming up with new features day in day out. Same, we also try to do that at Swiggy, but we don't want to wait, right, to develop the entire thing and then launch. So we have tried to launch the best version of it so far, and in the next 2 to 3 or 4 months you will see it becoming more and more advanced. But you should, once you it will only help, it will only benefit you once you start using it from today itself, right? Now, with that being said, I think I would like to close this session for everyone for today. Thanks for joining. We are going to have a few questions, right, on the feedback for the sessions, and I would request if all of you can just answer those questions so that it can help us make these sessions better as well. We will be doing a similar session in Hindi in the next couple of weeks. We'll be sending out an invite to everyone, right? So if anyone is more comfortable in Hindi, we'll be going over the same things which we have covered in the session today, and would request anyone, right, who might have had some issues with the language can join that session as well. We'll also try to do this session in other languages, right? So we'll try to do this session in maybe Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, in case we see that there is enough audience who needs that language. Cool. So everyone, before you drop off, I would request everyone to please fill in their feedback for this session. I would really appreciate it, and it will just only help us to make these sessions better going forward.